Welcome to Washington Square News. This is Op-Ed Live. I'm joined today by Tess Woosley and Sebastian Piombo to talk about CAS's core curriculum. Thank you for joining me. So, you two have a few issues with the core curriculum as it currently stands. Could you elaborate on them?
We're both biology majors, and the way it currently works is that any hard science major, so physics, chemistry, or biology.
Like biochemistry, right, those ones?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So we all have to take our introductory courses for the sciences, so intro to bio, intro to chemistry, intro to physics, etc. There's kind of a mix among the majors. But those courses can also work as natural science requirements. Mm-hmm. So every CAS student has to take 1 year of a natural science course. There are the hard sciences, and then there's also several options for non-science majors.
Okay.
But any CAS student can get out of the natural science requirement with AP scores from high school of a 4 or a 5.
So they can get out of the natural science 1 and 2 and the quantitative reasoning.
Yes, also the quantitative reasoning with the calculus
course.
Or statistics AP course. So those courses kind of are required for the science majors, but don't have to be taken by people who aren't otherwise going to take a science course. And we think that since NYU calls itself a liberal arts school, this is a huge oversight.
So how did that apply to you, or you, Sebastian, as the AP courses when you came to NYU?
I guess the issue that I have with it is that it's a terrible standard to be holding people to. So people that have a 4 or a 5 on any of their sciences coming into NYU, they're exempt from whatever natural science classes they need to take to graduate. However, if you have a 4 or a 5 on history, or English, or a variety of other classes, you don't necessarily place out of the core curriculum classes.
The humanities ones, like
exactly.
Ideas, cultural context.
Societies and social sciences. Those you cannot place out of for some reason.
Okay.
So as a science major, it's very challenging for me because I have to take all of the classes I need to take for my major as well as the classes that are part of the core curriculum, despite the fact that I have AP credits that should be counting towards those. And I believe that if I should be doing it, then everyone else should be doing it. But more importantly than that, I think that what Tess was mentioning before is everyone should be taking these classes regardless of AP credits. I think that it's a shame that there are people graduating from NYU who don't necessarily have a full background in every single discipline that NYU prides itself
So you
in.
think NYU should eliminate acceptance of AP tests as it applies to the core curriculum?
Exactly. It's simply you're holding everybody to the same standard, essentially. Just because you are a sociology major, say, but you took, I don't know, AP, AB calculus back in your junior year of high school, doesn't mean that you should be home free and never take a math class again. It's a shame, I think, that there are people, like I said, graduating who don't know what a derivative is. I think that it's terrible that a school of NYU's caliber is letting that fly and is letting a whole host of their graduates leave the school without any kind of formal training in any of the sciences or any of the basic maths.
Exactly, and the core curriculum is so great because it gives students a vast array of skills to go into the workplace.
You're like holistic beings. That's
exactly. The Renaissance man that the liberal arts student.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Exactly, but these science courses and math courses have just as much to offer as a cultures and context or writing the essay. They all have different skill sets, but NYU is allowing some of its students to get out of the skill sets that science and math courses offer, just because a certain amount of these students have AP scores.
So what do you think are the benefits of making a shift, of making it a requirement for all CAS students to take natural science and quantitative reasoning?
I'm actually, when I came into the school, I was dreading the day that I'd have to take my cultures and context and my society and social context. And still, to a degree, those memories still pain me, actually. And they certainly pain my GPA. But you know what? I actually am proud of the fact that I made it through all these basic classes that to some people would seem exceedingly simple. Because it taught me to think outside the box that I'm comfortable. And I think that that is the prime lesson that the core curriculum should be teaching, is it's making people step outside their comfort zone academically.
What about intellectually?
Intellectually.
What do people gain from the science courses versus the standard humanities?
What critical skills are people learning?
So my big thing is that science courses teach you kind of technical writing skills. All of the hard sciences have a lab component. Most of them require weekly lab reports, so you're having to write these technical reports in a much more formal writing style than writing the essay teaches you. And it's a different type of analysis. It's much more logic-based as opposed to opinion-based. and you're just learning this new kind of writing style that people use in kind of workplace reports and writing. It's not
It's probably
necessarily
more applicable than writing the essay, maybe.
Yeah, who knows? And I mean, that's just an example of a variety of skills people pick up. I mean, the sciences teach you rigorous thinking. They teach you how to put together understandable argument by looking at empirical data, for example. You should be able to read a graph when you graduate from NYU, and a lot of people don't take the quantitative reasoning class that would teach you that. It's a huge oversight in my eyes.
I think it's especially important given that some American public schools have been kind of falling in their science and math standards.
Compared to, other nations that are stepping up.
Internationally, the U.S. is a laughingstock when it comes to sciences.
And I really just don't think you should be able to graduate from college without knowing the basics of how your body works especially. These are things you're going to be dealing with for the rest of your life, and also a skill set that you're going to need in the workplace.
So what's the solution? What does NYU do?
The solution is that it abolishes the ability to use your AP credits to get out of these basic requirements. Even better, which is unlikely in my eyes, is that it requires everybody to take at least a year of their basic biology, physics, or chemistry track classes. I think those classes provide a much more in-depth investigation of these skills. I think it provides you with much better examples, and I think that's, in general, a much better way to go about doing things than these soft classes which cater to students who believe they're incapable of dealing with real sciences.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a very dangerous kind of mindset for people to graduate with, is that they can't ever understand a study that comes out or a new technique that's being used.
I think NYU owes it to its students to offer a truly holistic core curriculum.
Not only that, but it benefits NYU, and it benefits NYU's image as a huge international school that covers so many different disciplines.
Not only the arts.
Exactly. It's not. This isn't just Tisch. I mean, you look at Courant, which is many times overlooked by the student body, if not other different outside sources. Courant is one of the #1 ranked math institutes in the entire world, and I think that we should utilize this to our advantage. There's a whole system of undergraduate research here at the school that a lot of students don't even know about because they have no foot in the door with the sciences. I think especially with the folding in of NYU Poly, NYU has the opportunity to move forward with their whole image. And I think that the first step to doing that is to require everyone takes the natural sciences and quantitative reasoning.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it.